Kia ora, Ellenette, no mai, hara mai, and Bulla. Welcome to our place.
Thank
Bulla.
you.
Now, I believe you grew up in Fiji.
Yep, that's right. My parents are American and I was brought up in Fiji and I've been here since 2001.
What are we doing today, and does it have a Fiji flavour?
It does. We're doing a Fijian coconut cake with buttercream and a salted caramel drip.
Oh, that sounds so amazing. My mouth is watering. Nā reira me tīmata te mahi, so we better get into it. What do we need to do first?
So first we'll preheat the oven. We'll turn it on to 180.
Ka pai.
So we'll first melt the butter.
So do we want it absolutely liquid?
Liquid, yeah.
Okay,
So
ka pai.
30 seconds would be good. And we'll just let that melt while we get out a big bowl.
Kei te karanga mai te ngaruiti, so we're getting a call from the microwave. How's it going?
Yep, that's perfect.
Right.
Now we'll put in 2 cups of flour, 1/3 cup castor sugar, and 1/3 cup of desiccated coconut. Now make a well.
Okay.
This just helps the wet ingredients incorporate smoothly because you don't want to over mix the flour. Otherwise it goes dense. It'll make the cake go a bit more dense.
Kei te kite ai tēnei wā, and we can see at the moment it feels really...
That'll cool it down a bit. And then put in the egg. And 1/3 cup of the coconut cream.
Ooh, ko ia pia te kurahuna, and is this pretty much the magic X factor ingredient, is it?
It is, yeah. It keeps it really soft and moist and it doesn't dry up in the cake. Yeah. You don't want to over mix it because when you mix flour it releases a lot of gluten and that really makes the cake more dense. So you just want to mix it as little as possible just to incorporate all the wet and the dry so it stays nice and fluffy after you.
Kare tātou te pirangi ki te keke maro, because, you know, hard cakes
Not very
are
nice.
good for doorstops, and that's about it.
Yeah. Another tip, at this stage, put a lot of good feeling into it because that's how I bake. I bake with good energy and it really makes a difference in your end result. If I'm having a bad day, I won't bake. It's not going to come out right, never does.
Nā whai anō, and that's probably why you called your business Love Bites. 'Cause
Yeah.
He aroha tonu kei roto, because there's lots of love in there.
it. That's right.
I love it. So that's the sort of consistency we're after, ne?
It is. The bubbles is just from the self-rising flour and the agents. Lumps are from desiccated coconut, so don't worry too much about that. Okay, so we'll just line our baking tin. Measure it to the size of your tin. Then we fold it in half. Fold it in half again. And then fold it into a triangle.
Tapatoru.
And then we get the scissors. So look to the middle of your tin, just kind of get the point to the middle of your tin and cut around the edge into a circle. And when you open it, your tin size.
Porohi taparuhi, and it's a perfect circle.
Love it. So pour it in, straight into the tin.
Koe rite ke mo te umu, so is that all ready for the oven already?
It is like this. We'll pop it in.
Now this has gone perfectly to the top of where you put the baking paper. Is that just
That was a fluke. Try to put it in the center of the oven.
And how long is that going to take?
About 30 minutes. It depends on your oven though, because all ovens are different.
Okay, ka aha tau e nei ne, so what are we going to do now?
We'll do the salted caramel.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
2 words that need to be together as often as possible.
So we'll just put this onto medium heat and we'll measure out 2 cups of castor sugar. Just keep stirring. Let it sit for 5 to 10 seconds and then stir again, scraping it off from the bottom. Yeah.
Hei tāwara tēnei no Fiji. So this salted caramel, I think of it as quite a sort of new trend.
It
but
is,
it
yeah.
so it's not a Fijian
No,
element? Yeah.
I'm putting it on because it's very popular at the minute and it goes really nicely with coconut.
Oh,
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Me taha he hoka noa, so it's actually just castor sugar and a little bit of arm work.
Exactly. Constantly stirring and turning, and it's really not as hard as what a lot of people think. Yeah. Now you can see that it's quite liquid. You can see the color is quite a nice, beautiful amber color. We don't really want it to go too much past that. So next we'll add in the butter.
And how much is this?
That's 170 grams of butter.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so some scissors.
It's gonna bubble up, so just be prepared. It might splatter. When we put in the cream, it's gonna do the same thing, even maybe a bit more intense. So really, don't freak out. Just sort of stand your ground. Yeah.
Kia rite, and prepare yourself.
Be prepared, yeah. You want to just slowly pour it in, and I'll stir.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah.
Ano nei kei rotorua noa, it's like I'm in rotorua, it's like bubbling hot pools.
Yeah. All right, so now we'll pop in the salt.
And how much salt are we putting in? How hoki te momo, and what type is it?
So this is a flaky sea salt. It's not as strong as a table salt, so we're putting in 2 teaspoons. If you use table salt, do 1 teaspoon, then see if you like the intensity of the salt. If you want to give it a go, mixing until all the salt is incorporated and you can't see any more of the grains.
Okay. Oh, how's that looking?
That's great. So that's perfectly finished. Now we're gonna make the buttercream.
Okay.
So we'll just pop some room temperature butter into the bowl.
Okay.
You want it to end up looking quite pale in color and like a mousse, like fluffy, like a mousse. So now you can see it's quite a light in texture. We want to sift the icing sugar first, otherwise it'll be quite lumpy. You can start sieving that while I measure out another cup.
Kia toru ngā kapu puehu huka, so we've got 3 cups of icing sugar going in there.
That's right, yep. We want to put that back onto the mixer. We'll start it slow, get it incorporated, and then we'll turn it up to a high speed, and you want it to just get smooth in texture, but light, sort of looking, fluffy. Yeah. This might be a good time, actually, while we scrape down the sides, to add in the milk and the vanilla essence. It's a 1/4 cup of milk and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. You can also use vanilla bean paste, a real vanilla bean, vanilla bean powder. I like that. I use that at home. Yeah, but vanilla essence is perfectly great. Yeah.
It's fine.
So now we're ready to get out our cake and put the icing on the cake.
We're getting to party time.
I'll make the caramel a day ahead because it has to chill all the way through.
I'm gone already, I'm sold. Looks so good.
Thank you.
And look at that caramel doing its dribbly thing. Wow. That is so good. And so the cake itself isn't hugely sweet, is it?
No, it's not. There's not a lot of sugar in there, so it's actually quite good. The sweetness comes from the coconut.
He paruhi hoki. And then that's why it's such a nice mix.
Sweetness from the icing and then the saltiness from the caramel. It, balances it out.
Ngā mea katoa. That is next level. Kei taumata ke. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
No worries. I'm glad you like it.
I love it.